Hello everyone, my name is Ananya Rajput, a law intern at Lexis & Company. So today I'll be going to talk about breach and remedies of a contract. For that, let us first know what is a contract. Now, Section 2H of Indian Contract Act 1872 simply defines a contract as an agreement which is enforceable by law. In other words, a contract is an agreement, the object of which is to create an obligation. So, when an agreement enables a person to compel another to do something or abstain from doing something, it is called a contract. Now, let us see what is a breach of contract. Now, contract can be said to be breached or broken when either of the parties fails to or refuses to perform his obligations or his promise under the contract. Therefore, it can be said that when a binding agreement is not honored by one or more parties by non-performance of his promise, the agreement is said to be breached. Now, parties to a contract are legally expected to perform their respective obligations, so naturally the law frowns upon a breach by either party. Therefore, as soon as one party commits a breach of the contract, the law grants to the other party three remedies. He may seek to obtain damages for the loss sustained, a decree or specific performance, or an injunction. Now, the laws relating to damages are governed by the Contract Act, whereas the laws relating to the injunction and specific performance are governed by the Specific Relief Act 1963. It should be noted that when no loss arises from the breach of contract, only nominal damages are awarded. Now, damages are given by the way of restitution and compensation only, and not by the way of punishment. Now, the aggrieved party can therefore recover the actual loss to him as compensation. According to Section 10 of the Specific Relief Act 1963, there are 7 causes of which specific performance of a contract may be allowed to the court. Now, they are when there is no standard of ascertaining actual damage, when it is impossible to quantify the actual damage caused by the non-performance of the act agreed to the done, the court may, in its discretion, grant a decree of the specific performance of that act. Now, when the act agreed to be done is such that compensation offered in money for its non-performance would not afford adequate relief. However, until the contrary is proved, it is to be presumed that the breach of a contract to transfer immovable property can be adequately compensated by payment of money. The breach of a contract to transfer movable property can be so compensated except in the following cases, which are where the property is not ordinary article or commerce, or it is of special value or interest to the plaintiff, or consist of the goods which are not easily obtainable in the market, and second, when the property is held by the defendant as the agent or trustee to of the plaintiff. Now, in Vijay Minerals versus Bikash AIR 1996, the Honorable Calcutta High Court had observed that since manganese and iron ore are not ordinary items of commerce, if a contract of sale of iron and manganese ore from a mine has been made, specific performance of such an act would be allowed. Similarly, in Bank of India versus Chinoy AIR 1949, it was held that if shares are freely available in the market, then specific performance would not be granted. If shares of a particular company, for instance a private company, are not readily available in the market, specific performance would be granted. Now, under Section 36 of the Specific Relief Act 1963, an injunction is defined as an order of a competent court which forbids the commission of a threatened wrong, forbids the continuation of the wrong already begun, or commands the restoration of status quo, which is the former course of things. Clauses 1 and 2, they deal with preventive relief, whereas clause 3 deals with an injunction called mandatory injunction, which aims at rectifying rather than preventing the defense misconduct. Now, temporary or interim injunctions are governed by Order 39 of Civil Procedure Code 1908 and are those injunctions that remain in force until a specified period of time, example 15 days, or till the date of the next hearing. Now, such injunctions can be granted at any stage of the suit. Permanent or perpetual injunction as under section 38 to 42 of the Specific Relief Act 1963 are contained in the decree passed by the court after fully hearing the merits of the case. Such an injunction permanently prohibits the defendant from committing an act which would be contrary to the plaintiff's right. Now, under section 38 of the Specific Relief Act 1963, whenever a defendant invades or even threatens to invade the plaintiff's right to enjoyment of property or right to property itself, the court may grant to the plaintiff a perpetual or permanent injunction in the four cases, which are: number one, when there is no standard for quantifying the actual damages caused or likely to be caused to by the plaintiff by the invasion of his rights. Second, where invasion of the plaintiff's right is such that any compensation in money would be inadequate relief. Third, where the defendant is a trustee of the property for the plaintiff. And fourth, where the injunction is necessary to prevent multiplicity of judicial proceedings. Now, mandatory injunctions are granted in cases where, in order to prevent the non-performance of an obligation, it is necessary to compel the performance of certain acts which the court are capable of enforcing. Section 40 of the Specific Relief Act 1963 states that a plaintiff may claim damages either in addition or in substitution for suing the perpetual or mandatory injunction, and if the court deems fit, it may even grant such damages. It is worth emphasizing that damages and injunction are not alternate remedies. Both may be allowed at the discretion of the court. To conclude, it is thus evident that these are several remedies available in the case of breach of contract, none of which are very simple. One would have to overcome an abundance of challenges and rebuttals to prove a case of breach of contract. Thank you.